All right, so let's take a look at Tilman Fertitta. I know he's taken a lot of heat for how he's handled business decisions in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. Will the public be sympathetic towards his massive revenue losses, or will his response play into a larger narrative that he's a cheap owner? John?
I don't understand that. I mean, how many restaurants have had to let how many people go home?
It's like Tilman Fertitta is the only restaurateur here. I mean, this dude has gotten hit harder than anybody. I know he's the billionaire and all the blah, 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 blah. I know we're not supposed to worry about it. He's got his beautiful mansion in River Oaks and all of that stuff. Dude worked hard to get all that stuff. Nobody's been hit harder than the restaurant business. You just got to close and hope that people will come in and do some takeout. He employs 60,000 people. And he's lost everything. He has virtually no income coming in. I don't know how you can blame him. How people are upset with him about what? That he had to let people go home? Every business is doing this. Every business has to do what Tilman Fertitta is doing.
Well, I think one of the concerns when in talking to restaurant people, and I think really the question is, can his issues from a restaurant standpoint leak into how people view him as owner of the Rockets? Really, his other businesses aside, not including the casinos, but the restaurant business, which does employ a lot of people. I think one of the questions is, did he have to let them go so quickly? Could he have, taken those losses of paying them while helping some employees through 1, even 2 weeks, before helping them navigate the waters? Is that going to – because that's a real question that I know restaurant owners who have tried to stay open longer. Certainly nobody has been open the full staff for a while now. There's no question about that. I guess the question is, could Tilman have afforded to do it a little bit longer? And will there be a perception issue with him from an ownership issue with the Rockets? Personally, I don't know that it's going to leak into the Rockets stuff. He's going to be judged based on what kind of owner he is for the Rockets.
People were criticizing him because he didn't want to hit the luxury tax. I mean, why would you want to hit the luxury tax for a team that was going to do nothing and basically be the same team that it's been? It's Groundhog Day for the Houston Rockets. Now, maybe the small ball is going to work and it actually saved them a little bit of money, and maybe that's the only hope. But with Clint Capella here and his money, they weren't winning anything. So he was criticized as a cheap owner because he didn't want to. Why would you want to pay the luxury tax on a team that's not a championship team, first of all? Secondly, there were a lot of restaurants that did stay open. Not a lot of chains. Not a lot. And by the way, all of those people are hourly employees that work for tips. Most of those people are. So their paychecks without tips are minimal. That's not how they can possibly live. They were living, and most of those people live off of tips, which you can't have because they can't be in the restaurant. They can't serve people in the restaurant. They can, and carry out, you can get a few tips. But how many people do you need for carryouts? And they're still open. They're still open, and they are doing some carryouts at his restaurants, but minimal, and you can't employ that many people. I just don't get the criticism of a guy who that employs and is responsible for all of those people, that when he has zero revenues coming in, that he's going to catch the hell that he is caught. I don't get it. I just don't.